welcome back to Let's Read, everybody. Me and Gracie just got through eating our lunch, and now it's time to read again. Let's get back to our story. Remember, we left off where Daisy had looked at the dead body and had recognized him. Oh my goodness. So let's see. Okay, you want to see? I tell you what, I'll let y'all watch Gracie, and that way maybe she can see herself too. She'll stand up. Oh, she's at the end. Granny will back up. Let's see, do I come? Yeah, there we go. Alright, Granny's gonna read. Okay, you ready? Let's read. Look, you see yourself right here in the camera. See? That's my Gracie right there. Okay. Around the corner, I said, we met. This is Daisy talking. I guess talking about the dead guy she recognizes. Alright, let me go back. Around the corner, I said, we met through around the corner. Okay, that didn't make sense. I was sitting at the dining room table with Jake and Detective Hanburn. The kids had come back downstairs once they'd heard her booming voice, but I'd shooed them back up. I knew our kids, however. They'd be parked on the winding staircase far up enough so their feet weren't visible from my spot at the table, but close enough to eavesdrop on our conversation. I could picture them lined up in chronological order, their eyes wide and their ears perked as they strained their necks to hear how I was going to explain to Detective Hanburn and Jake how I knew Olaf Stunderson. That's O-L-A-F, and that's S-T-U-N-D-E-R-S-O-N. Olaf Stunderson. What is that exactly? Detective Hanburn asked, scribbling on the yellow legal pad in front of her. I would like to know that myself. That was me that said that. I would like to know that myself. I swallowed. It's a dating service or website, whatever you call it. A dating service, Jake. So he's asking. I'm sorry, I'm messing up again. A dating service? Jake asked, his eyes wide. He was parked next to me, his hands gripping the edge of the table. Before you, I said. I reached my hand out to touch his. After Thornton and I separated, it was way before you and I even started talking again. Who is Thornton? Hanburn asked, her eagle eyes darting back and forth between us. My ex-husband, I said, still looking at Jake. It was before you came to visit me. Way before. I went on one date with Olaf. His left eyebrow arched up the way it always did when I said or did something that irritated him. Most of the time it was charming. Sitting there now trying to explain that I'd gone on a date with the dead man in our coal chute, it was anything but. Because I was pretty sure Jake wasn't just irritated. He was very mad. You two are married, correct? Hanburn asked, looking at each of us. For now, Jake muttered. I love that. For now, Jake muttered. I tightened my hand on his and looked at her. Yes, we are married. All right, Hanburn said, scribbling on the pad. Around the corner, yes, I said. I rubbed my thumb across his ring, the ring I'd given him. Around the corner, a friend recommended it as a place to meet people. My ex-husband and I had separated, and I was just looking to get out and meet new people. Hanburn stared at me impassively. Okay, hang on. Hanburn stared at me impassively, and Jake raised his eyebrow higher. I insisted. Thornton and I divorced, and I was looking to meet some people, not for a relationship. Okay, Granny will get you. Come on. Come on. Granny will get that baby. Granny will get that baby. Okay, let's finish reading. I said quickly, as I glanced, at Jake. I'd been a wife and a mother for almost 20 years. That was all I'd been, and I just felt alone. Felt alone. Detective Hanburn concentrated on her notepad for what? She didn't feel alone? She didn't feel alone? Why didn't her feel alone? You don't think her felt alone? Okay. Oh, hang on. Let me go back and see. Okay. Concentrated on her notepad. Her white head bobbing up and down as she listened. Yeah, as she listened. Okay. I didn't want to go into all of the sordid details about why my marriage had ended or why I'd felt alone. If I'd needed a therapist, the stilly-eyed detective sitting in front of me was the last person I'd pour my... Okay. Where am I at? I'd pour my heart out to. I was just hoping I wouldn't have to do it in another setting, like a witness stand. So a friend told me about Around the Corner, which was called Around the Corner because love is always just around the corner. That's their slogan. Anyway, it was easy to use in search profiles, and all I wanted was to go on a date and have a normal conversation with another nice, normal adult male. A normal adult male, someone who didn't spend all of their free hours playing online slots and watching professional wrestling. Someone who recognized I was a woman with thoughts and opinions, not just someone who took care of the house and made meals. Someone who wanted to be an adult and not the fourth child in our household. Enter Olaf Hanburn asked, her pen posed in midair. Yes, so you just met the one time? Hanford asked. I nodded, then cleared my throat. The one time, yes. It would have been about 2 years ago. I hope nobody's out there. I heard something, maybe not. You sure, Jake asked? I mean, if you forgot to tell me you went on a date with him, maybe there were more guys. I frowned at him. Stop. He made a face that looked very much like Grace's face when she was on the verge of a meltdown. My frown deepened and his pout intensified. And was that here? Hanburn asked. That you met? No, because we've only owned this house 6 months, and I was with Jake when we bought it. As I said, the date was about 2 years ago. I hesitated. I didn't want to recount the entire date in front of Jake, especially when he was acting like he might throw a temper tantrum at any moment. We went to Lotto's. Jake rolled his eyes. Never going there again. That was funny to Granny. Yes, it was. Jake rolled his eyes. Never going there again. Stop, I said, my voice tight. It was before you. He drummed his fingers on the table. Yeah. I turned back to Hanburn. We went for pizza. We had dinner. That was it. Did you meet him there at the restaurant? I'm waiting for my text thing to get out of the way. It's covering my words up. Yes, and did he accompany you home? The question hung over the table like a thick, heavy cloud. Oh, my word. My face flushed. No, that was the only time I ever saw him. I never even spoke to him again. He didn't come to my old house, and he certainly was never here. Hanburn's mouth twisted into a weird smile. Well, I don't know if that statement is accurate since we just pulled him out of your basement. My heart beat a little faster. I didn't like Detective Hanburn, and I didn't like having the conversation in front of Jake. It was like I was suddenly suspect number one because I'd gone on a single date with the stiff in my basement a lifetime ago. I didn't even know about this house back then, I pointed out. Anyway, he didn't come home with me that night, and he was never here that I knew about. Jake was still frowning, and I felt the sudden urge to ask him if he'd like to be deputized. Okay, deputized. Do I say that right? Like a deputized? Because it seemed like he was siding with the true detective sitting across from me. A loud crash sounded from upstairs. Oh no. We're fine, we called. Everything's fine. I glanced at Jake and he stood up. I'll go make sure we still have 4 kids. Oh my word, he said. He stood up and placed his hand on my shoulder, giving me a gentle squeeze before he crossed the living room and made his way upstairs. Henburn turned her attention back to me. The dinner was fine. Sure, dinner at Lotto's was always fine. They served the best pizza in town. What did you talk about? Oh, my word. I sighed. I don't know. It was a very unmemorable dinner. Movies, music, where we'd lived, where we'd lived, the kinds of things you talk about on an awkward first date. Henburn tapped her pen against the legal pad. Try to remember. Look, there's nothing else to tell you, I said, exasperated. It was a mistake. I'm trying to hurry up, that's why I'm messing up. Whew. A mistake, she perked up. What happened? Nothing, I said. We ate pizza, and we talked about boring stuff. He was nice and completely uninteresting. Were you angry about that? She asked. Oh, Lord. Maybe upset because you'd wasted your time on a date that didn't amount to anything? I almost laughed at her insinuation. No, he was nice. We had a fine time, but that was it. We shook hands when we said goodbye. Did he call you after? Never called, never emailed, never anything. She tapped her pen some more, then shrugged. All right, we'll see what we can find and confirm. I'm telling you the truth, I said, my voice shaking a little. I didn't say you weren't, she said. She ran a hand over her short white hair. I'll just need to confirm some things. Routine procedure. You weren't planning on going anywhere anytime soon, were you? Well, I need to go to the grocery store. No, ma'am. I meant like out of state or out of the country. What? You think I'm going to disappear or something because there was a body found in my house? A body that I have nothing to do with? Jake reappeared and he hustled back to the table. This time he was the one who covered my hand and with his. Probably to keep me from punching the woman sitting across from me. Henburn just stared at me, waiting for me to answer my own questions. No, I said. I folded my arms across my chest and stared her down. I am not planning on going on the lam. I guess that's what that is, L-A-M. Lamb, lame, something. She nodded. Good to hear. She stood up and tucked the legal pad under her arm. We'll be doing some work out here the rest of the day. Probably tomorrow too. We'll try to be done as quickly as we can, but it may take some time. Jake and I both stood to the chairs scraping against the hardwood floor. We followed her into the kitchen and she slipped back into her boots, bracing herself against the door as she wrestled them on. Jake said goodbye to her and closed the door behind her. Don't even start, I said as soon as the door latched back into place. He held his hands up. About what? About you not telling me you dated before we got together? Okay. I didn't date, I said stubbornly, and there was nothing to tell. He bit back a response and just nodded. I grabbed his shirt and pulled him to me, kissing him hard on the mouth. He stood still for a minute, then finally relented and kissed me back, his hands settling on my waist. I melted into him like I always did and wondered for the millionth time why I'd let 2 decades of my life go by without him in it, even when he acted like a baby over one stupid date I'd gone on 2 years earlier. I love you, I whispered, tearing my mouth away from his. Only you. I was lonely and sad and dumb and didn't know you were still around. Gracie, y'all give me a minute. I gotta check on her. Gracie, what are you doing? Let Granny see. What is it? No. Thank you. No, let Granny have it. Thank you. No, that's trash, baby. Okay? You don't need that. No, do not dump the trash. No. No. You can't dump the trash. No. Okay, let's see if we can finish this. Only you, I was lonely and sad and dumb and didn't know you were still around. You thought I was dead, he asked. No, silly, I put my head on his chest. Available. He rested his chin on the top of my head. I love you too, but I don't like that you've dated other men. Then you shouldn't have broken up with me in high school. Trust me, he said, moving his lips from my hair to my forehead. I know, I was an idiot, and I'm still sorry I did it. Gracie, you okay? Before I could say anything else, footsteps echoed down the stairs, and all four kids came racing into the kitchen, their socks sliding across the wood. They piled up in the doorway, smallest to tallest, panting and out of breath. For one horrified moment, I thought they'd found another dead body hidden upstairs. Oh, my word. Is it true? Will asked, his eyes huge. Is what true? I asked. He looked at Jake first, then me. That the dead guy was your boyfriend? And that's the end of that chapter. And then next will be chapter 6, and we will continue on with that later. This was funny. This is hilarious. Okay, y'all. I'm out of here until next time. We're done, we're gone after I show Gracie for a little bit. Gracie. Gracie. Are you plundering Granny stuff? Gracie. Gracie. What are you doing under there? Are you plundering Granny stuff under there? Are you? Come on, stand up. You can do it. Yeah. You need to walk. Turn loose. No, you ain't supposed to sit back down. Your breeches are dirty and your diaper's sagging. I gotta change your bahookas. I gotta change your bahookas. Will you get off of my box under there? Gracie. Gracie. Gracie, get off of that box. Get out from under there. Come here to me. What? Do you see yourself? Do you see yourself? Oh, we caught you under there. We caught you under there. You better get out from under there. I gonna come get you. Alright guys, I got to go change her bahookas. She got a saggy bahookas. Yes, her does. Yes, her does. Alright, we are out of here. Until next time, we're done, we're gone. Toodaloo. Say toodaloo, everybody. Wave to them. Say bye-bye. Blow them a kiss. Go, mwah. Can you do that? Alright, we're gone. Yep. Turn it on. Bye-bye.